Welcome back,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Julianne, Skyler.
Good to be back.
What is it? Your move-in ready?
It's move-in ready, but we couldn't, funny story behind that, we couldn't get the domain to move-in ready, and somebody else owns it. I think it's a cleaning business, and they've renamed since, but they won't give us the domain for moveinready.com. And so
Gotcha.
it's yourmoveinready.com, but the company name, LLC, is Move-In Ready.
I was telling all the Gold Star guys that, I was using your service and kind of pitching it as my own, right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Making it
Yeah.
making it appear as though the service is something that I offer, but y'all have been great, and it's been a great just kind of value add to my clients. So I'll make sure that I post this, and your name has gone into our chat and everything. But that was one of the things I constantly kept finding myself saying, it's move-in ready or you're move-in ready. And then I'm like, here's the website. Here's the website. So yeah, it's been a good experience. I wanted to kind of wanted to chat with you and kind of figure out, just from the stuff that's been coming through from me,
Yeah.
is there anything that you have noticed or anything that I could be doing differently or doing better? Or is it like, is the handoff good?
Yeah.
I think the handoff is good.
It
Yeah,
is.
we haven't run into any issues.
And I will say, remember, we weren't doing much loan officers. We weren't working with any for the most part. And so you were kind of like the guinea pig that we'd seen. We hadn't really seen how warm they are, if they are or not, but they were. They knew exactly that we were calling. They knew who we were. It was like the smoothest transition. And so we didn't have to sit there and explain who we were, why we were calling, how you gave the information to us for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was just, we're here to
Yeah,
do
I
this.
definitely remember you.
So most of it, because before you said the majority of the people that were referring were real estate agents.
Yes.
Got it.
Transaction coordinators.
Got it. Can y'all move that a little bit closer to you, to your mouth, so we can pick
This
up?
way?
Yeah. You
Mine
hear
too.
me versus you? Listen to yourself.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, does it sound better?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
We just want to make sure that
Mic
when we
check.
do all the edits
Mic
and
check.
stuff that, because I can adjust the sound, but you'll save me a ton of time if I don't have to.
Yeah.
No, let us know. Tell us.
All good. So yeah, the majority of it was real estate agents that were referring the business to you, but then you were going down the loan officer rabbit hole, and it sounds like it's gone. I know it's gone well between the two of us. Have you guys had an opportunity to connect with any other loan officers and kind of get them to refer?
Yeah. So we actually hired a business development agent in Dallas,
Nice.
and that's one of his main focuses is loan officers as well. So
Yeah.
we're in that industry, and then also still real estate agents. And so
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the LO, angle is it's untapped. And like I said, when I was connecting with all of my guys, at my company at this, little meeting or whatever that we had, I mean, they were like, "That's a great idea." And I think a lot of it just came from the way that I was selling it to them,
yeah,
Perfect.
right? So I would encourage y'all to, when you're chatting with loan officers, make it as if it's theirs.
Yeah.
And let them take the credit.
yeah. How were you pitching it to them? Were you?
Yeah, so the way that I've been, like, right when the appraisal comes back and we are ultimately going in for like a final approval, one of the things that I make mention of is, because I feel like if I just fill out their information and I don't say anything and y'all are calling, they're going to be like, well, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So I'm like, listen, I have a service that I provide to my clients. Ultimately, what they're doing is they want to connect with you. They're going to talk to you about transferring utilities. They're going to talk to you about, your cable, your internet, all of the things that you're going to need to do when you move into this new home. And, I'm just offering this to you as something that's just going to make things more seamless, just one thing that you don't have to take care of. And they're like, oh my God, that's so nice. I'm like, I know, I'm awesome.
I know. Yeah.
And
Take all the credit.
that's basically the handoff, right? So then I just go online, I fill out the information, and I'll just do your thing.
Take
Yeah.
over from there. Yeah.
So
One
save
phone call, and
research.
now everything's set up for them.
They love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's
It
super
does.
convenient.
And how are you pitching it to loan officers? How is your best way of getting it around? Where are you kind of emphasizing on the part like this makes you different?
Right. Yeah, that's ultimately what it is, because I feel like, especially for referral business, anything that we can do to differentiate ourselves. And what's interesting about it is I think about, so early on in my career, I was a big time refinance rep, right?
Oh, okay.
And one of the things in refinances that a lot of loan officers will say is, when you close on your mortgage, you're going to go 2 months without having to make a payment. And a lot of loan officers pitch that as if it's like something they are doing for the client, when in reality, on any refinance, you can get up to 60 days of deferment, is what we call, where hypothetically, let's say we close it's April now, let's say we close in May, we can set it up to where you don't make your May or your June payment. Your first payment's going to be due in July. And I would run into scenarios occasionally where I would forget to say that. And then I would call the client back and say, hey, I'm trying to get the last pieces of information for your refinance. What's going on? And they would say, well, we've decided to go with another company. They're giving us the same deal, but they're offering us the opportunity to not make 2 payments on our mortgage. And I'm like, wait, I can do that too.
And then
I just
you're
forgot to
already
mention it.
on the back foot. Like,
And it's not even something that it's not even a thing, right? You're going to get that no matter what. But if you don't mention it and you don't show value, then or give it value, then there is no value to it. And I think for loan officers or any of your clients for that matter, like whether it's real estate agents, whether it's loan officers, if you can pitch it as an opportunity for them to get some additional credit,
Yeah.
it looks great, because then, we've been doing this for maybe 2 or 3 months now. It's fairly new, right? You and I, like.
Oh, since we last did, yeah. Since
Yeah,
we last
I
did our
think I've been
first
referring
podcast.
clients to you like,
December, January.
yeah, like 3 months. And so what I envision, and we'll see, is like, I love the concept or even the idea of a client being like, yeah, I worked with this loan officer, and then they even helped set up my utilities. It was amazing. And someone else buying a home or had bought a home in the past, and they're like, wow, no one did that for me.
Mhm.
Exactly. It's so out of the realm of what you normally do that it's like I didn't even realize that
It was a
them
thing.
doing this was even a possibility.
Right.
And so it's an add-on that you don't expect. It's not just part of yeah, they do this just like everybody else does.
Right.
And so it's so different.
And that's how I've been treating it. And like I said, it's yet to be written, but I hope that with those little things that, someone else who's buying a home's like, well, my loan officer didn't do that. Kind of like the whole analogy I just gave. And they're like, man, I'm going to use that guy next time, or I'm going to refer that guy. Meanwhile, there's some loan officer out there that's like, wait, I could do that too. It's like, but he didn't say it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he didn't do it.
And he didn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's new with you, Skyler? I know that we had some changes that I believe, Arizona.
Yeah.
And then are you still there?
No, I moved back.
Look at that.
I am in Georgetown. I
Couldn't
know.
stay away.
I'm like 15 minutes away from Julianne.
So
Yeah,
actually
happy.
over.
Well,
helping
welcome
with the
back.
girls.
Happy to
Yeah,
have
thank you.
So I know that you were talking about that and made it so.
Yeah.
And how long have you been back now?
I moved at the beginning of March, so
Okay.
still fairly recent. I'm in the very north of Georgetown, so just me and my dog
There
hanging
you
out,
go.
Yeah.
walking trails.
Right on.
Yeah.
And so what's been new as far as new business development, anything worth talking about? Have you been just kind of doing the same old, swinging doors, getting in front of agents, or, anything new?
Yeah. I think it's just a lot of sponsorships. This is going to be our busiest month coming up. And so there's in Colleen, they're doing it's almost like a speed dating, but for real estate agents.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not speed dating, but it's more of you get to know your other referrals in the industry.
Okay.
And so they've given us a booth where we're able to talk about move-in ready and all of that. And so people will come to each booth. It's really fast. You get to talk about your business for a minute, and then it goes to the next agent, And so we've got that coming up.
We've got Christian. I mean, he's our business
Christian's-
development rep. He's knocking down doors at this
in
point. He's
Dallas.
great.
Yeah, Dallas.
Well, we're
area
going
is
to do
great.
that event in June that I was making mention of, and I don't have an exact date yet, but it's going to be
Yeah.
early. I want to do it early in June, so it's not 900 degrees.
It's super hot.
Yeah, and so you'll definitely have to be here because we had a huge turnout, and it was all just real estate agents and even real estate agents, loan officers, title companies, all of the people that you want to be in front of.
Yeah.
So
I think
make
that
sure
would be
you
a lot
make
of
it.
fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think anything to have a good time. I think we just get so caught up with the day-to-day that we're we just need to relax and have some fun. And that's why I like the happy hours or whatever they do put on with ABOR or whoever it may be. It gives you that opportunity to just hang out and take a step back. And you can network, but it's more nonchalant. It's hey, take my business card, but let's talk about life.
Yeah.
And so I
Get
really
to know people on a personal level because
Yeah.
it's relationship based anyways. So
Do you have situations where you reach out to them and they're reluctant to do business because they feel well, what's the catch?
yeah. Oh, that's one of our
it's
biggest
probably
hurdles.
the biggest one.
And so how do you overcome that?
Oh, we literally just explain there's no catch. It is what it is. We offer this as a free service. We get paid through these providers to place those orders. So once they understand how we get paid, it's easy going from there. But they wonder, how are you getting compensated? How are you building a business where you're offering a free service? And so once you explain that to them, they're like, clicked. Okay, as long as I get the credit, and then it goes into what can I get from this.
Yeah.
And so, which is great. You get the applause, I guess, from your client when it's like you got all the credit for it. You did all of this for them.
Sure.
And so,
Well, from the actual customer that you're transferring the utilities for, I mean, what I'm almost trying to create here is a good clip that y'all could even use on a website or anything along those lines, because I would envision, just to role play for a second here, I would envision you contact one of, say, my clients, we'll just call him like Mr. Smith, and you're like, hey, Mr. Smith, it's Julianne with Move and Ready. We got your contact information from Matt Kirschling and just want to go ahead and get you set up to transfer your utilities, internet, so on and so forth. And I would think that a lot of times people are like, hang on one second. I appreciate the call. Matt explained everything, but like, how are you guys paid? What, how is this like going to hurt me, whatever? And so what's your response to that we could ultimately record right now and just...
Yeah, and so and we find a strategic way of saying, because we partner with them, this is all taken care of on behalf of your agent.
Right.
So we're offering this as a free service. So no, we didn't directly say that we charge for our business, but we did not say it either.
Sure.
And so that's how we get around, is because Matt sent you, that's why we're offering it for free. He takes care of everything else.
And then people just from right then and there are like, cool, no problem?
Yeah.
Or are they still skeptical?
No. Now we are PCI compliant, which is how we're able to collect the
What's that stand for?
What is it?
It's
Personal credit information.
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
yeah.
And then personal information,
PII.
something. Yeah, PCI and PII.
Through our insurance, and so you have to be. But that's how anybody collects information in order to set up whatever service it is. And so we have to have that for utilities. And so now we do explain if we get to that part of like the utility setup where they're like, I'm just not comfortable giving you my birthday or my driver's license. At that point, we then explain, we are PCI and PII compliant through our insurance. These are also all recorded phone calls.
Okay.
And so once we've collected your information, everything's deleted from our system. But if we don't do this for you, you now have to call each and every one of these providers and do it yourself. So you will be giving out all of that information to 6 or 7 different people.
Yeah.
And sitting on hold rather than us doing it one time. So, and then once they say that, they understand, like, okay, I really don't want to go down that avenue. I'll just give it to you now.
Yeah. No, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I just always, I've never had the luxury of having somebody handle all of my utilities. Unfortunately, we've done it ourselves, but that will never happen again. But I'm always constantly, from like a sales standpoint, thinking of the objections and like what someone's going to say and how that's going to be handled. And it sounds like you're not getting as much pushback as I would anticipate.
No, and that directly comes down from you guys. Like,
yeah.
That handoff is so important. And I'll get back with our agents. Like, none of your clients this month knew we were calling. It's so important that you let us know, or let them know that we're going to be reaching out, that you've submitted their information through the website. Because at that point, they're wondering, who gave out my number? Who gave out my email?
Well, and we are name dropping you guys. So if it's like, oh, Matt gave us your information, asked us to reach out, and they're like, well, Matt didn't let me know, and then we don't want that to reflect negatively on you guys either. So just that relationship with you guys is of utmost importance.
Yeah.
I gotta get better though. It's like I do them all at once.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, that's because it's easier for me. But sometimes, like, I feel like there is a perfect time to do it, right? And I need to get better at like finding the perfect time, because I'm trying to get the like most amount out of it for me.
Yeah.
Right. So I need to get better at it though, because like a lot of times, like even now I'm thinking, oh shoot, there's like 2 of them that I want to send over, and they're kind of far out though. But if I don't do them now, I'm gonna forget.
Especially going into the summer, like, I don't know, what telecom technician appointments, things like that. All of that starts getting booked up. You and I both know everybody moves in the summertime once school is done, tax returns are in. So just having that availability.
This website's your website, right?
Yes.
So I just am thinking about this now, and this might sound crazy, but is there a way, when you like go on Amazon, or when you order something and your computer kind of remembers like your name and your address and all of the things, and you just like click it and it fills it all out for you?
Yeah, the autofill.
Is there like a way that, because I have like an entire software system obviously that has like the client's information. It would be so amazing if there was a way I could like install a button that would just like push that right into your system.
The integration.
Yeah, we would love API integration. At
Right.
some point, we are it's still baby steps. We are investing heavily into technology, and we're getting there. It will be.
But that's what we want to be able to do. Something as easy as you just click it from your end. But obviously, like, we have to make sure like your CRM would match what we're using for our website.
Yeah.
Like the company we go through.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, that just sounds like a lot of work but
it could be worth it though.
Because like, how many fields am I filling out? I'm filling out maybe like only like 7 or 8. It's not that many, but it seems exhausting.
It is when you have more than 3 or 4. I'd say even two clients. Like, you're just sitting there putting in information, checking, like something that sounds something that sounds like, oh, that should be easy. It's time consuming. Yes, it's easy, but it takes time, and I could be doing something else.
Right.
So
we would love to be API.
Yeah. Maybe it's something we look at.
It's on the to-do list, but neither one of us have a tech background, so we are trying to catch up with that.
Well, see there, if you're listening, we have a problem that you may be able to solve. I actually have a guy that was on here. We call him Vo. That's his last name. He put together an app for real estate agents that is basically designed to get them on the MLS and keep them off of like larger, companies like Zillow. Basically.
Oh, okay.
And he's got the brain for this kind of stuff. And I actually have a phone call with him later today. I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah. I think that's one of our biggest, like, if there's anything else that we can't do in the business, it is the technology part of it is where we get stumped every single time.
I know. We currently have stuff out with like contractors to help us make our CRM more efficient. We are trying everything because I'm like the amount of clicks. If we can just reduce the clicks, we're infinitely more efficient.
Yeah.
What's another pain point that y'all are running into?
Pain point, I would say research takes us the longest, and there's no way to automate that. You have to have someone on the phone saying, yes, we service this address, and it just is time consuming. And I don't know that we have the perfect answer yet. Right now we have consultants researching the property prior to, because we never want to give anybody the wrong information.
Sure.
So that, I would say that's probably number 2. That's the most time consuming.
I'd agree.
The research. What do you mean by that?
Just which providers service the home. So are you under Austin Energy? Are you under Pedernales? Are you in a mud district? Or is your water by the city? So it's just waiting on hold with all of those providers. And we're still small enough to where sometimes it's Julianne and I doing the research and like just trying to keep consultants going on the phone.
It takes out, and that's what we say, like when we say yes, non-paid, like yes, somebody came through and maybe they just needed water, and we still do that, but you'll notice we're the only company left, if not the only company left that will help with water and gas and sewer and trash. But we don't get paid to set those up, but sometimes, let's say because we do the research before we call every client, and so we may spend, again, 3 or 4 hours trying to find who does those services, and then we call the client, and that's okay if they just needed those. But we want to make sure we're accurately stating who services each house on those providers. So we have to, on a recorded line, hear a yes from those companies.
Is there, since you're doing all of this, and now I'm just interested because we just changed to Google Fiber here.
Oh, yes.
Are there any hot deals that y'all are coming across recently?
Not with Google Fiber. Now, Google Fiber actually...
Well, just in general, are there any vendors that you're like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing, like...
I would say security is always a solid one.
Okay.
We have the ability to do like not ring doorbells, but the doorbell cameras.
Yeah.
There's always like free installation, or we can drop package pricing. I would say we have the most leeway with security and how much we can kind of toy with the package and equipment and things like that.
Ooh,
that's probably
I've got a good one.
They give us
most.
that. So rather than if like somebody calls on their own, they don't get any of that. But our specific team there, they give those incentives where we get to manipulate that and lower those prices.
I was asked by one of my branch managers, do y'all do movers?
We vetted a few movers, and we're pretty selective on that, just because personally we want them to be like insured, background checked. If we're sending someone to someone's house, so we're still looking for the right vendor. So if anyone out there is a moving company and is trusted, let us know.
Because that was one I said I don't know. I mean, because they were like, oh my gosh, if they could set up movers, that would be amazing. And even if they were to like price shop movers and say, hey, these are our 3 vendors, here's where you're at.
It's such a delicate part of the move where it's their personal belongings. And so we never want to be on the hook for in a case like it's just a company that maybe didn't take care of our clients the best, because that comes back to us. And so we take our time. Like if there's one thing we take our time on, it's who we partner with.
Sure.
And so, no, we've vetted them, but we just haven't found a referral company, or I'm sorry, a moving company that would best fit our clients. So, yeah, if anybody knows a moving company that,
is there anything outside of utilities that you are doing? I mean, I know it's obviously utilities, and then I felt like there was something else with landscapers, or what was it?
Yeah, we have pest control.
Pest control.
Yeah, we work with pest control. I love our referral for pest control. He's great.
Okay.
Pest control, they're
Reiki.
in, I think, 4 or 5 different states, so they're trying to expand. We've got Mr. Reiki on board. We've got an insurance company too.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a couple different services, but again, they're people that we've either worked with for years or have that relationship, and we know that they're going to be taken care of.
Are there any other vendors that you get asked about that that we didn't cover? Because again, I mean, we just talked about movers. I didn't even think of pest. Yeah, I mean, what else do people really want right when they move in? Probably painters, right?
Painters,
landscapers,
cleaners. Cleaners is a huge one.
Okay.
And a lot of those areas, so we're so spread out, and that's where we try to find one that services every market. At least it makes it easier for like Skyler's part. She does all reporting, and so if she's got 20 landscaper companies for each city, and she's trying to maintain those relationships, it's a lot. So rather than like one who services a huge area is really beneficial to us.
Yeah, if we could find like an insured background check nationwide company, or at least in multi-states, that would be perfect.
I feel like I have one right now, but I don't want to say their name because I would want to connect with them first.
Talk to them first, see what they think.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Right on.
If they say yes,
Well, it sounds like everything's going good, though.
Yeah.
And so last we talked, I mean, you guys were just kind of getting this going, right? I mean, it was about was it like a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming up on 2 years.
And
July. July 11th. And so it's coming up really fast.
I know.
2 years.
So we're adding more vendors, we're doing more things, we're getting more referral partners. Like what else do we need to know?
We're training more consultants, so
There you go.
we're ready for more clients. We would never want to overpromise for anything and accept a ton of clients without having anyone.
That was me.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought that was me. We were like both moving at the same time.
I just saw the look of fear. No, we would never want to bring on a ton of clients without being prepared for that.
Sure.
So, we're training consultants, still actively hiring. We've got business development down now.
Yeah.
So
the organic growth is like, I think, where we find our niche rather than like purposely trying to put ourselves in a million different places at one time and overpromise and then underdeliver. You'll just ruin. And we knew that going into this. Like that was not what our method or our process was going to be. And so just doing it organically. And does that mean we grow slower? Absolutely. But I think I'd rather do it organically than just full on like messaging and trying to get in with like Zillow.com, or not that I even could, but if I even could,
Yeah, I understand.
Just starting too much too fast.
And we've had opportunities with some partners that say, yeah, I've got 600 leads.
Yeah.
And we're like, we can't take that many right now.
take it.
There's no way.
Right.
We would want to do it justice. So.
Yeah, if I were just to force, if we were just to do a mass hire and then a quick training, it all falls apart so quickly. We've seen it happen in the industry. And so whether it was this career, whether it was another career, but we've seen that, and it just doesn't play out as you would expect.
Gotcha. And y'all are staying basically in Texas still, but I know that you were doing other states. What other states are you currently in?
Right now, California, Oregon, Florida,
North Carolina.
Who else? Ohio.
Tennessee now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got you all my Ohio people.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, say Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, different areas, yeah. So
Is there a state that out of that you just listed that's like kind of more of a pain in the ass than another?
No. Now,
each one has its challenges.
Each one has its challenges, yeah.
Depends.
And each state has its smaller towns. It's the smaller towns where it's like they're open from like 8 to 9 in the morning and then they close for the rest of the day, so we can't confirm the research. And so they only work for a couple of hours.
Even Texas can be difficult in some areas, so it's not necessarily to the state.
Yeah.
It's more
just
of like
a smaller town.
Have I even heard of this place?
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are the most difficult.
Yeah, like even just the journey to find research. You'll have to call gas companies sometimes, like, and I mean like a gas station. to
Oh, wow.
ask them sometimes, like, who are y'all using? I just can't find anybody. I don't need anything. I just want to know, like, find your local McDonald's in that area.
What's the
and
closest
just,
business?
Yeah.
And
just
say,
call
who
them.
are you guys using for utilities?
Yeah. I mean, we've had to do that before to see who is in this area.
That's wild. That's smart, though. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you find out? It's like, I'll just call a business in the area and see what they're using.
Everyone's got to be using the same thing at some point, you know.
Right.
Same lines.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
We're scrappy.
Yeah.
I was going to
We'll figure
say,
it out.
y'all are just hustling.
It's the problem solving that has to go behind it, because if we don't have the answer, then the client definitely doesn't have to, and that's the last person we ever want to go to. It's like, they don't say it, but the undertone would be, isn't that your job? Isn't that why I'm calling you, is to know who this is? And
Right.
so you never want to go back to a client in this industry and ask them who services their home.
Well, remind me when we're off here. There are definitely some names specifically that I want to get to you that we're like really interested in having conversations with you. The majority of them are in Florida.
Perfect.
But yeah, we'll put all of that together. And then what else, can we do as far as like promoting you or getting the word out there? Like how,
It's just word of mouth.
Yeah.
We would much rather have word of mouth than, a giant billboard or a commercial or something. It's just word of mouth.
Yeah, yeah. And the events that you put on would be great to be able to show some face.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you'll kind of host it in the sense where, like, maybe we'll get like 2 or 3 minutes to talk about it.
Sure.
Or if it's just a mingling thing, or if you do like, hey, 3 people are going to talk to us before we all separate from here and get
Yeah, we got to
something-
have you
something
on
to
next
eat.
week.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we're doing that event. I know I sent you the information and I apologize that.
The Craig Proctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have you come in. Bring some of your agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see who we can get together. Yeah.
But yeah, Amy's gonna be there. The whole crew.
The whole gang.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a fun class last time. So
Yeah,
it was
we're
super informative.
Trying to do them like every quarter, basically.
Oh, wow.
So we did it in January. This one's gonna be in April. Maybe push one out to like June, July is usually very busy for people. So maybe get
Like
do
August.
something in like September. But you're welcome to come in, and obviously we want you to try to get as many agents there as you can. So
Yeah.
invite. It's I think it's
Thank you.
it's a week from today, or no, a week from yesterday.
Yeah. Is it still at the same?
Same spot,
Same
same
spot?
thing, same everything. I'll give you the Eventbrite link.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I might as well just do my promo for it, right? I mean, we're
Yeah.
doing that
Yeah.
Craig. So we're doing the Craig Proctor event at the Goosehead headquarters, which is off of Mopac. Top floor, beautiful office, beautiful conference room. Basically, it's the same thing. It's a lead conversion course where we're getting agents in. We have a professional real estate coach and trainer that's going to go over all of the ways to convert real estate leads, because we're seeing a lot of brokerages that are buying leads now for real estate agents.
Oh, wow.
And of course, kind of like anyone, the leads they're tough. They're tough to deal with, right? These people are putting in their information online, and then you're calling them and they're like, I was just looking. So how do we, number one, convert those leads to appointments, and then ultimately convert them to closings? So April 24th from 9 until noon, again, Goosehead headquarters. It's free to real estate agents. Come through. We would love to see you there. Julianne and Skyler will be there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Everybody will be there.
It's super informative. Even just building your business, like sales tactics that you've never thought of before.
Right.
And it puts that seed into your mind at that point. Like, I haven't tried that. I didn't even know to try this. So,
Yeah, I tell people, it's geared towards real estate agents, but to your point, you can just insert any business name, take out real estate agent, add in loan officer, or
skills
anything,
are still
and
there.
it is, it's great. I've partnered with them now for 7 years.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going to have any guest speakers again?
We will. So we have the usual suspects, myself, and then Amy Goldberg with Seamless Contracts. She needs to get on this podcast, Amy. I haven't seen you on
do a
here
group one.
in like 6 months. So yeah, she should be here with y'all. That'd be great. Matt Kemps is going to be there with Lone Wolf Realty. He's going to get up. He is currently he signed up for the course and all of that, and wanted to give a testimonial on it. We've got Nan Vo, the gentleman that I was making mention of, who produced that app. Home is what it's called. He's going to talk about that to real estate agents. And then we've also got Becca Ponce with Goosehead Insurance. She's the one that put
Becca.
together the location. And then Montana with Midtown Title. So it's going to be a
Powerhouse.
full house. Oh, and then I didn't want to forget Greg Ritter with Greg Ritter Photography is going to be there as well to talk about how he can make your listing look even more beautiful than it already is. So
Wow. Do they stream any of this or post? Oh, well, I'm assuming because it's a course that most people want to be signed up for, they maybe not.
Right. Yeah. We don't
Okay.
do any kind of streaming
Yeah.
of it or anything along those lines. We want butts and seats, right?
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
want the
absolutely.
agents there. And last time we had about 30 agents. I'm hoping to be able to get about the same amount and, make some connections and get these real estate agents gassed up to sell,
Yeah.
right? So that we can get the loan and you can get the utility change services and everything like that. And
Yeah.
we can all get paid, right? That's what it's all. That's why we work.
Exactly. That's
We're
what
finally
we're here
taking
for.
a paycheck. So
Yeah,
it's great.
Congratulations.
We finally see ourselves. Yeah.
Right on. Well, I mean, if there's anything else y'all want to cover, let me know. Otherwise, I mean, believe it or not, we've been on for about 40 minutes.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow.
And
It always goes so fast.
it does.
It
Well,
really
and
does.
normally I'm like super chill and I would love to just kind of bullshit with you, but I unfortunately have a 12 o'clock call that I have to get
Yeah.
on. So if you guys have anything else, though, I mean,
No, I think we've about covered everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, submit your clients.
is there anything that y'all want to just like kind of say straight up that I can clip out for you or anything along those lines?
I think we've kind of gone over like the role play in itself right
Sure.
there that we could use. Do you want to do that? Do you feel like that footage would be enough?
No, totally. I mean, just in the end, if you typically I'll just have you kind of look into the camera and let us know exactly what it is that you're trying to, do. If you just had a 30-second elevator pitch for me.
I think I'm going to let Skylar take this. She's like,
Go for it, Skylar.
She's a business development. What are you talking about? Tell me an Excel formula.
Yeah, I think this camera's on me right here.
Yeah.
So move-in ready. We'd love to work with you guys. If you know anybody that is buying or renting, we set up all of the utilities and home services completely at no cost. So it makes it easier. It's one phone call with our team. We, again, do not charge. That's like the best part of it. So one phone call with our team and your client now has everything set up and the credit is given to you as their agent. We let them know we work with you directly, and that's why we're offering this as a free service. So it makes everyone's lives easier and makes you look great at the end of it.
Look at that. She killed it.
Perfect.
That's why they
she
pay
does
her the
that.
big bucks, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, ladies. I appreciate it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.